Okay, this time we're getting ready to start working on that belt, but before we can cut the strap for the belt, we've actually got to take the leather and cut a straight edge on it. Now what I've done is I've taken my straight edge. Let's see if I can get that in frame. There you go. I've taken a straight edge, just a straight piece of wood, and I laid it on the leather. And then I took a scratch awl and I scratched a line along the edge of it. Now I've actually got to cut the leather, and that's the fun part. What I'm doing is I'm cutting it a little bit at a time using my straight edge and a rolling cutter. Now I'm going to try and set this thing up to show you how difficult this leather is to cut. This is some heavy duty thick leather. So let's just do that. Basically, I'm sitting here in the hall of my house, and it's solid hardwood. It's an oak floor. Taking my straight edge, putting it on my line, using my rolling cutter, and I can't just cut it on one roll. I got to kind of chew my way through. But by being careful and laying out a nice straight edge on this leather, when I come back with my strap cutter to cut the actual blank, it's going to be just that much nicer. Well, I've got a ways to go yet, and we'll come back when it's time to actually start making a belt. I kind of got ahead of myself on this a little bit. I've been communicating with the fellow I'm making this for, and we agreed, actually it was his idea and I agree with him, that a Ranger belt would be pretty cool for this. So we're going to make us a Ranger belt. Now what I've done is I've taken this heavy leather. It's 10 to 12 ounce, so it's a good thick leather, and I already cut a 2-inch strap for it. Okay, let me get my with my strap cutter. If y'all are doing leather work and you got to cut straps and belts and such, invest in one of these. They're not that much. You don't use it often, but boy, when you need it, it comes in handy. Anyway, the belt buckle was late getting here, but that's cool because that's why the redesign for a Ranger belt, and I think that's better. And of course, you've seen the pattern for the knife sheath. Put that under there. And I've got the dummy gun in, and I've started on the pattern for that. More on that later. But first, I'm going to work some more on that belt. Now he sent me 12 of these 45 Colt 45 empty brasses, and I looked at it and I measured it. It looks like about 1 inch would make for a good sized belt loop. I'm going to make that out of 5 ounce. I took and I cut a hunk of 5 ounce off, put a straight edge on it, took my dividers, set them at 1 inch, and marked along here. And I'm going to cut it, but since 5 ounce is a little bit more flexy, I'm going to be using my rolling cutter and a straight edge. This, yeah, it'd be easier if I could use a strap cutter, but the problem is, since the 5 ounce is lighter than like most leathers I use, I know that it's going to be bendy and flexy, and it's not going to give me a good cut. So go ahead, put my straight edge along my line. And this is a case where I don't want to use an ink pen because I'm not going to be beveling the edges on this. On this part anyway. I will be on the belt and on the billets for the belt, but not on this part. Okay. And we'll just follow my straight edge with my rolling cutter. Actually, I gotta do this standing up. I'm missing it. Nice day out there today, and I'm planning on getting out and having me a cigar. Here we go. Had to put a brand new blade on this because my old one was getting dull. I am going to try to strop it. Probably get another new blade anyway. And that's going to be the strap for the bullet loops for the bullet loops. And you can see how it's going to fit around. I think it's stitched down. Hope you can see that. Let me do it this way. Yeah, it's going to be looped around that one, and then looped around the next one all the way down. Something like this here, except it's going to be in brown and it's going to be stitched to the belt right in the middle on the back, and it's going to be pretty cool. Okay, well, the next step is actually going to be to get some color on all this stuff, because once I have the bullet loops on there, I won't be able to come back and dye it. Debating on what color thread to use, black or brown. I kind of like my beige thread that I think goes well with brown. But I think black would go with it too. We'll see what I come up with. See you next time.